Hi and welcome. This is a video on the Giga in A minor by Richard Jones. It's on the Trinity Grade 6 list for 2018 to 2020 and it's one of the Group A pieces. And this video is to address some specific questions made by Francis. So Francis, I've got the questions in front of me here and I'm going to read, off we go. I'm confused with the slur lines that occur in this piece. Should I lift my hand after each slur sign, as surely this would make the piece choppy and uneven? Really good point, and I know exactly what you mean. When we see a slur, we often think that we need to lift our hand, or often taught to do that. But the reality in so many things in music is more complicated than that. So, that very first bit with the right hand. I think that's what we want. So I'm certainly not doing a lifting of my hand. That would make it too difficult and not necessary. But I am making sure that there's a gap after that A. So the last note of a slur is by its very nature staccato, isn't it? If it wasn't staccato, then it would be linked to the next note, therefore the slur would be longer. So I'm linking that one to that one, but the A has to come off before I hit the next note. It's often helpful to say rhythms as well, isn't it? If I said duh, it's like short duh sound for quavers that were separated, da, 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 da. If I said D for quavers that were linked up, then that first bar would be D da da, D da da. And you notice I just naturally put a little bit of a lean on the beat. It helps us to feel the beat, doesn't it? D da da, D da da. So I hope that makes sense. No, don't lift the hand, but do lift the finger slightly. Also, going back to your letter, you will see that I have penciled in what I should play for the ornaments. I think on all these ornament points, Francis, you are absolutely on the right line. And I think what you've said is absolutely correct. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through it very slowly. This isn't a concert speed. And we'll bump into the ornaments as we go and we'll stop and have a look at them. So this one, the upper note to start with. Let's keep going. The phrasing there. And this one is a lower mordant. That's what that sign means, with a sharp below. So we're just going to do the note itself, the note below. Notice a different phrasing in the right hand there. We should bear in mind though that all these phrasing marks and possibly the ornaments, although I don't honestly know, but certainly the phrasing marks will be editorial. They won't be there by Richard Jones. This is just one version. But bearing in mind we're playing it for an exam, I think we need to follow the indications that are in there. So let me go from that A. Sorry. Lower mordant. And incidentally, I think those 4 semiquavers are a good indication of how fast ultimately this piece should go. If they're if they're too garbled, it doesn't make sense. This one. So start on the upper note. I'm going to carry just straight on, Francis. And then they give us options here, don't they? Because it's on a quaver, we haven't got very long. So one might be tempted to do the shorter version, which would be... One more time. If you're feeling brave, you could go for the longer version. And then repeat that note. I'm going to carry on. And then lower mordant here. I think is all I would try and fit in there. You could do, I played the upper note there to the B, but it's getting a bit busy, and certainly when we play it at concert speed, I think that would probably be too much. I would be tempted to do the note itself above and back. Lower mordant, bit more. Now these trills you ask about, the suggestion is, which at this speed doesn't sound like much of a trill, but when we're going at, it'll make more sense, I think. So start on the upper note, because we've got time to fit all that in. So Francis, I hope that answers your questions. I think this is the most rushed video I've ever done, but I wanted to get something off to you before I go away on holiday. And come back to me if you want a bit more help with this one. Do drop me a line, and I will gladly do that for you when I've got a bit more time when I return from holiday. Bye bye for now.